U.S. naval ships report at least 4 close calls with Iran in the Persian Gulf. That's just in the last week alone. Now, earlier on this program, more on Iran. We had a Wall Street Journal reporter who said, look, when President Obama laid down the red line on Syria and said, don't cross this, Assad's got to go, the Iranians said, you do that and we'll withdraw from the nuke deal. Therefore, President Obama caved. Roll tape.
He really did frame his foreign policy in a lot of ways on this philosophy that he could engage American enemies. He could kind of woo the Iranians, the Cubans, and he really went forward. And it impacted a lot of policies. The Green Movement uprising in Iran in 2009, which happened just shortly after the president took power, there was a push within the White House for the U.S. to come out more aggressively in support of the opposition, but the White House and President Obama ultimately decided not to.
Ollie North is with us. He is the host of War Stories and is a former counterterrorism coordinator for President Ronald Reagan. Ollie, welcome back to the program.
Stuart, good to be with you.
I want to repeat the premise of what Jay Solomon was saying there. President Obama lays down that red line and says, don't cross it, otherwise, Assad, you're out. The Iranians go crazy and say, you do that, Mr. President, and we'll withdraw from the nuclear talks, whereupon the president caves. My conclusion is that the president has hung his foreign policy hat entirely on his relationship with the Iranians, and that's a chronic mistake. What say you?
Well, I think it precedes what Jay was just talking about,
yes,
because Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei, has been playing our president like a harp, and it's been that way ever since he got to office. Look, 4 incidents in the Persian Gulf in the last 4 days. We've had ransoms paid. We've had the Iranians running amok, literally all over Iraq, all over Lebanon. Hezbollah is running the country of Lebanon today, and that's a satrap of the Iranian regime. The Iranians and North Koreans are cooperating on nuclear weapons. I mean, this is a real mess. And unfortunately, Stuart, we don't have anybody at this White House or this administration, nor has there been anybody since 2009 when they backed away from supporting the Green Movement.
Matt, back in the 1970s, I would venture to say that Jimmy Carter's presidency was essentially ended by the Iranians. Fast forward to today, and I think you could say that President Obama's foreign policy is in a shambles because of the Iranians. Am I going too far, Ollie?
No. In fact, what you've got today is the Persian ascendancy with the support of Russia. They've deployed SA-300 missiles, the most sophisticated anti-aircraft weapon in the world, around the Iranian nuclear sites. We've got the Iranians working very closely with the North Koreans on a delivery system for nuclear weapons, and they're working together on that research and development. And what we've seen is the $400 million that we sent them in small bills unmarked in foreign currency is now being used to support Hamas, Hezbollah, and all kinds of other terrorism around the world. You've got an Iran that is ascendant. You've got essentially the growth of an entire movement all over that part of the world supported by the Iranians. And they mean to have their way, and they're actually having it. There's no doubt that Assad is going to survive this experience. And by the way, Assad just used chemical weapons again last week. Remember that pink line drawn in the sand with Obama's crayon? That was over the use of chemical weapons.
Good Lord. Ollie North, always something new. Thank you very much, sir. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you very much indeed.
Yep.
Thank you.